Okay, you're not going to listen to the entire song, but if you want to, you gotta watch Game of Thrones. So, who has heard of the show Game of Thrones? Now, who's actually seen it? Okay, so what I want you to do is watch the Game of Thrones. Now, those of you who don't know what the Game of Thrones is, it's a show on HBO. It's a show on HBO. It's also a fantasy drama. It's a unique category of fantasy drama. This show is actually based off of a book by George R.R. Martin. It's a series of books where the first book is actually not called The Game of Thrones, but actually called The Sword of Ice and Fire. This show has a unique fictional setting where it's set in Westeros, a fictional world where it's only two major continents. The main premise of the entire series is to fight for this throne right. Now, there are main problems about why people don't want to watch the show. One thing is that there is a lot of nudity. For example, that's just one of the minor examples of nudity in the show, and this is only minor. There have been a lot of major things where more things have been revealed, and there are a lot of butt shots like that. And also, instead of including nudity, there's a lot of blood and gore. For example, this guy's head got crushed. There's major spoiler. Also, spoiler warnings, by the way. This person right here is supposed to be the main person who died is I'm not going to say. Other than blood and nudity, there's also these controversial topics. For example, incest. These two twin brother and sister right here, are in a romantic relationship with each other, and there's also rape, the controversial topic of rape in this story, where multiple characters have been raped. There's also the controversial topic. Now, according to Huffington Post, this spiked head is actually the head of George Bush, which is quite politically controversial. However, if you ignore all of these controversial topics, there are many reasons to watch the show. One, there's badass characters like those of you who know Jon Snow and Tyrion Lannister. This show also has amazing stories. Other than the story about fighting for the throne, there's also the story about individual character stories, like a girl named Arya Stark, about her journey away from the evil Lannisters. There's also the story about Jon Snow, about how he is protecting the Great Wall. There's also the stories about the other families of the Stark, and the large war about how evil creatures known as walkers are trying to conquer the entire land of Westeros. Another great reason to watch this is that the story is very unpredictable. For example, spoiler alert, the main character dies, and even in this first season of the story. I've never seen a story where the main character has been killed off in the first season. Another reason to watch the show is because of the great catchphrases, the memorable catchphrases, like, for example, "You know nothing, Jon Snow," or "Winter is coming." The show also leaves an impact where people who have seen it remember it forever. If you're still not convinced to watch it and you worry about all the reviews and stuff like that, this show has received 38 primetime awards according to Wikipedia, and it has received a 9.5 out of 10 on IMDb, and a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. So, to end this, here's the quote. When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die.
Right, give that man a hand.